Me a little, always a little learning curve. Okay, take two. So let's find our stance. Closing your eyes if that feels safe. Finding your breath, the air coming in your nose and the air going out, always focusing on a nasal inhalation, and the exhalation can be through your mouth or your nose. Just taking the time and space right now to focus only on your breath. It's a very fascinating part of our physiology. It's something that, of course, happens automatically. And it's also something that we can manipulate to a point. So for now, full awareness on the breath and starting to slow it down and lengthen it. So expanding, deepening the breath, and slowing everything down. We often think that our body follows our brain, and in fact, more often our brain follows what our body is doing, so we can send these signals of relaxation to our brain, to our nervous system, to help us relax, decrease anxiety, improve clarity. Continuing with that breath. And if you want to try the straw breath, especially when you get into some stretches that might be slightly uncomfortable, a straw breath is still in through the nose, and then on the exhale, it's like you're blowing bubbles through a straw. It creates a little resistance. It slows down the exhalation, which is a strong signal of safety to the nervous system. Breathing and expanding. Straw breath on the exhalation. Using that breath throughout class. Being fully aware of that breath. Always gently coming back to it if you notice your thoughts traveling somewhere else. And if it's safe to keep your eyes closed, continue to have them closed. If you want to open them, just start moving naturally. So there is no right or wrong. Just wake up your body, maybe shaking your shoulders, shaking your wrists, coming up and down, pedaling through your feet. Whatever feels natural for you. Again, just listen to your body. Let your body lead and move intuitively. Remember the breath. Don't forget about your hips, your spine. And then coming to stillness again. Finding that grounded stance. Softening your knees. Pulling up with your spine and your torso, trying to lengthen. Lengthening your entire spine all the way up to the top of your head, as if somebody's pulling the top of your head to the ceiling. Shoulders, meanwhile, are back and down, not forced, but just in kind of an awake, alert position. And then looking over the right shoulder. Left hand will engage in some way. You can stretch it away from you. You can turn your palm forwards. You can slide the hand behind your back. You can reach it behind you. Whatever feels right for you. We will hold most of the stretches for several breaths. So once you get to each position, just marinating there. Always coming back to the breath. Remember that straw breath if you want to use that technique as a tool. Coming back to center, tilt the right ear to the right shoulder. Lengthening the breath to lengthen the muscles. Gently tilting your chin up. Keep that left arm engaged. And gently tilting the chin down. Pause before you get to midline. Pause at any point. If you would like to take one or both hands to the back of your neck and just massage a bit, the stretching increases blood flow from the inside out, and then massage or heating pad can increase blood flow from the outside in. They're all good. Maybe getting to the base of your skull.
Yes.
And then both hands on your forehead and help your head come back to center. Finding your tall stance again. Coming back to the breath. Always using that breath as an anchor. And then looking over the left shoulder. Right hand engaged, pressing away or towards the back. Palm forward if you want, or slide it behind your back. Whatever feels right. Slowing down. Come back to center. Tilt the ear to the shoulder. Stretching that right hand still. Staying with the breath. Gently tilting the chin up. And that stretch more towards the front side of the neck, down into your collarbone. And then gently tilting the chin down. Pause before you get to midline. And you can take one or both hands to massage if you'd like. Always safety, always focusing on that exhale as a tool to help things relax a bit more. Hands to your forehead. Help your head come back to center. Finding that tall position. We're going to do a little bit of, and just a few different things today too. Place a hand on the right side of your head. So your head is going to stay perfectly still. You're not tilting or leaning. And all you're going to do is press into your hand and press your hand back to your head. So creating a little bit of tension just to realign some of those cervical muscles, those neck muscles. Still breathing as you're holding. Relax. And then finding the left side, head is perfectly straight, pressing in as your hand pushes away, pushes back. Good. Relax. Moving to shoulders. So we'll start circling those shoulders up, back, down, forwards. So the goal is to find the edges here. Notice the minutia that you maybe wouldn't notice if you're just going through the motions. So for me, when I do this, I always feel such a lovely stretch when I'm like forwards and down. I really get that stretch on the top of my collarbones. Noticing also that back and down position, our shoulder blades squeezed. So often we are hunched forwards. We're trying to get more mobility in that shoulder girdle. Remember the breath. And then reverse directions. And then taking big circles with your arms all the way around. Always being intuitive. If you want to do a little twist or side bend when you're doing this, feel free. And as I always say in class, any clicking or cracking or crunching or stickiness is an invitation to move rather than a reason to stop moving, because motion is the lotion and will lubricate that joint. As long as you don't have sharp stabbing pain or nerve pain, try to gently work through it. Reverse directions. Good, and then just do a couple of free swings or maybe flicking your wrists. Still controlled. All right, very good. We don't have straps today, so we're gonna do a chest thing against the wall. I'll guide you in a minute. First, take your right hand and put it over your left elbow. Your right elbow over left. If you can't get there, you can just go hands on your shoulders here. If you can connect. You're gonna connect your hands. And then the important part of this is that your shoulders are down. So if you're scrunched up here, you won't feel the stretch. So keep those shoulders down. And then you just gently lift your elbows up. They won't go far. But feeling a stretch, possibly in the backs of your shoulders. If you're a little more flexible, you'll feel it in the tops of your shoulder blades. You can experiment with head position. Good. And then shake it out. And then your right will go, wait, what did I say? And now your left will go on top of your right, right? Yeah. Except I'm opposite. Do the other arm. So, whichever one you didn't just do, wrap it. If you can't connect, just go hands on shoulders. Shoulders are gonna be down away from your ears. And just lifting the elbows up. Coming back to the breath. Experimenting with head position. All right, good. Shake it out. I'm going to ask you to find a threshold in a door, or a like a barrier, like something that you can press your elbow into. Does that make sense? So if you even have like a bookcase, or you can go in a doorway, you have some place where you can put your elbow up against the inside of it, and we're going to turn away. So we're going to get a chest stretch here. So just find your nearest door and just put your elbow up on the back side of it and turn away from it, finding that nice chest opening. Doesn't matter what your feet are doing. You can experiment with your head position and see if that makes a difference. And always coming back to the breath. And then we'll switch sides. So find the back, sorry, my back's gonna be to you. Find the back of that ledge, that door, that threshold, and then turning away. Relaxing, using your breath to help find the release and the length. All right, very good, and shake it out. We're gonna do wrists today too. So go ahead and put one palm forward. You'll have a straight elbow, and with the other hand, you're just gonna pull those fingers back towards you. If you have thumb arthritis or tenosynovitis or some sort of thumb specific, I want to say pathology thing, issue, make sure you get the thumb in there too. Or you can even do your thumb separately. That feels good. And then we're going to do the same stretch with the elbow tucked in. So tuck the elbow into your side and pull those fingers back. If you do a lot of typing, sewing, knitting, a lot of fine motor stuff with your hands, or if you have a carpal tunnel history, carpal tunnel syndrome, these stretches are key to maintaining your functioning. All right, and then we go opposite. You're gonna put your palm towards you, straight elbow, and you're gonna cup your hand and just pull your fingers towards you. It's actually, no. Again, make sure your thumb gets in there, or you could do it separately. And then same stretch, but with your elbow tucked in, and just try to get those fingers towards your wrist. So you should get a nice stretch on the top of your hand. Love this one. You can always tell a difference between your dominant hand and your non-dominant hand. All right, good, shake it out. Other side, so palm is forward, straight elbow, pulling fingers and thumb or separately towards you. Get that thumb. And then tuck the elbow in, same thing, pulling fingers back. Good, and shake it out. Palm towards you, straight elbow, bring those fingers towards your wrist. And then tuck the elbow in and try to get those fingers towards your wrist. I know it's funky, but that nice stretch on the top of your hand is worth whatever awkwardness. We'll probably do some other awkward ones too to balance it out. Shake it out. We're gonna move to forward fold. If you I think some of you might already be in a chair, but you absolutely can do these same things in a chair if you're sitting and you're just folding forwards. So get yourself set up, either standing or seated. Come to the back of your mat. Find your stance for a minute. Find that grounded position, nice and tall in your spine. Finding the breath. And then when you're ready, bring your arms up. You can do whatever feels right at the top. If you want to do a little side bend or back bend, there's no right or wrong. Let your body be your guide. When you are ready, you will fold forwards, one vertebra at a time. And soften those knees. I don't have my block today. Usually we have blocks for this, so maybe you need, if you don't have a block at home, you can soften your knees more, or you could use a little stool or something. And then hanging out here, you can be still and just move the breath, or you can pedal your knees or do some other type of movement. And then we'll press the feet into the mat and roll back up one level of your spine at a time. You can feel them and imagine them stacking one on top of the one below it until you are nice and tall, like someone's holding the top of your head to the ceiling. Finding your breath, and then again, coming up and folding forwards. Maybe doing a different movement this time if you want to cradle your arms, or if you want to sway your hips, or if you would like to come into a full squat, if that is the level that you're at, or any other variation. And again, you can be doing this seated in a chair, just dropping. You have to have wide knees so that your upper body can get between your knees if you're on a chair. And then when you're ready, pressing your feet down and rolling back up. Okay, we're going to take the back of our mat. Let's see. It's okay if you can't do this. If you do have access to a mat or a little incline, you're gonna just create a little bit of a lift in your toes. I actually have this rug here that I can use. So what you're gonna do is have, and again, you can just do a regular forward fold again if you can't make this happen, but just finding a little bit of a lift in the front half of your foot. So the exactly front half of your foot, the balls of your feet will be up, and then your heels will be flat. And now we're gonna do the same fold. You're gonna feel more, so make sure that you just do what you need to do as far as softening your knees, or just using more of a support so that you can try to have your knees straighter. So I'm actually gonna let this help me, because my hamstrings are very tight. So reaching up when you're ready, trying to keep straight knees, folding forwards, and getting whatever support you need. Feeling that big stretch, possibly all the way from the arch of your foot up to the top of your hips, and anywhere in between. Using your breath. Notice how that long breath, especially that exhale, helps things to soften a bit. And then softening your knees, rolling yourself up. We're going to do one more variation that we usually do in class. So you don't have to do this, of course, you don't have to do any of it, but you're just going to, in that same position, you're just going to turn your toes in. So you're going to be internally rotated with your hips. So everything else is exactly the same. The only change is that you're going to turn your toes in. You could come flat if that was really intense to do it with your toes up. This is going to make it even more intense, so maybe you want to come flat. Prepare your breath. Reach up, do what you need to do at the top, and then folding forwards. Finding that big stretch. And then, if you would like to add a little rock side to side, or just be still. If you're seated, I maybe should have mentioned this, try to straighten your knees out. So not having soft knees now for focusing on the hamstrings rather than the lower back. Use your breath. Okay. Turn the feet straight, soften the knees, and roll yourself back up. All right. We'll go to inchworms. I don't know what position to go here. So, if you can't be on your, if you can't be on all fours or put too much weight on your hands, you can simply just come down and rest in a child's pose if you'd like. If you want to follow along, like we normally do in class, we come through an inchworm. We find some sort of plank. It can certainly be on your knees. We find some sort of, oh, my back's hurting today. We find some sort of upward dog or cobra. We hang out here for as long as it feels right. And then when you're ready, you press back through a downward dog and come back up to standing. And you can do any or all of that sequence. Maybe hanging out in downward dog and pedal your knees a bit. There's no rush. We take 2 or 3 minutes going through this little flow. And you can always rest in child's pose. Or you can rest in this cobra. Or you can rest on your belly, whatever. So there's no rush. In another minute or so, we're all going to meet in a child's pose with wide knees. And when you're here, when you get here, you're going to bring your attention back to your breath. Feeling your belly expand between your knees on the inhale. And feeling it pull up on the exhale. Bringing full awareness to the air coming in and the air going out. Then coming to hands and knees. If it's too hard to be on your knees, you can go on your back and just hug your knees in and do some spinal curling, and then drop your knees and lift your tailbone, or I'm sorry, lift your lower back if you're on your back. Otherwise, here just cat-cows, finding the edges of the movements. Use your breath. As long as you are not holding your breath, just focus on slow inhalation and exhalation, and your body will naturally synchronize. find a neutral space, so halfway between those two positions. You'll lift one arm open to the side and then slide it through for thread the needle. Resting upper body. Press through that supporting arm to come back. Open and twist once more. Find neutral, and then switch to the other side. Use your breath. Come on out. And then reaching arms out in front of you, you can go on your fingertips, or if you are close to like a couch or a stool, you can put your hands up on it and just drop your head between your arms. And then you'll bring your left hand to meet your right hand and pull your right hip back and away. So you get a bigger stretch down that left side. And then come back to center. Bring the right hand to meet the left. Pull that right hip back and away. Stretching that right side. Alright, very good. And we'll stay on our knees and we'll bring the right leg out to the side. So an inner thigh stretch here, there's lots of variations. You can sit back on your heel, or you can fold forward. You can turn your toes up. You can even bend your knee and press into that side, keeping your hips square. So find whatever inner thigh stretch is right for you. Find your breath. Sitting back up, you'll bring the hand to the outside of that knee and just reach up and over. Gently open towards the ceiling. And come on out of that stretch and reset. So maybe you want to do a cat-cow or a child's pose or just rock your hips. And then you will find the other side. So all the different variations, there's no right or wrong, just find the one that feels right for you. And your breath always. Come on out, hand to the outside of your knee, and reach up and over. Open towards the ceiling. And then come on out, and let's go straight to our backs. And then find your knees into your chest. And just move. Here comes my cat. This is Chloe. And then just move naturally. So maybe rocking side to side or front to back. I'll turn these lights off. Yeah. Okay. Lights still okay. Okay, good. Maybe you want to do a little happy baby. Just take a minute, letting your body lead. And then find that right knee into your chest, left leg extended. Circle the right ankle and foot. Find as many movements as you can with the right toes, arch of the foot, ankle. And then reaching, grabbing behind your knee. Or maybe you want to like grab your pant leg here. Extending that knee as straight as you can. Revising here. Softening that back side of your leg. And then take that leg all the way across your body, arms in a T and looking away from the leg. And then finally, come back to center, take that leg and cross it over the other thigh, and then reach between your figure four here. Great job. Everybody's doing a great job. My 6-year-old here. All right, just extend the right leg. Keep that left knee in and articulate your foot, toes, ankle. Find as many movements as you can. Our feet support us literally every step we take, and we rarely give them any attention until they're hurting. So preemptively, some movement awareness there. And then extend the leg up and grab your pant leg or reach behind your knee, or if you do have a strap. And then bring the leg all the way across. Looking away, arms in a T. Come back to center. Cross that left leg over the right thigh for figure 4. And hug both knees again. And let's bring both knees flat on the mat. And then just, so they'll be like just wider than your hips. Then rock them side to side. Or of course you can pause and just hold at either side. And then we'll make our way to our belly for quad stretches. On your belly. Oh. Bringing one foot up. If you can't reach, you have like a towel, or I'll show you this other way to do this. If you have support, like if you balance on something, you know, a table and chairs is perfect, and you put that leg up on a chair or something even a little higher, and then you just kind of bend that knee a bit so you can get that quad stretch. We've got to stretch your quads, so find a way that works. If you can't stand and do it, let's see. I'd probably have to address that individually. So for now, if you can find your balance and put your back foot up on a chair or laying here, relaxing. And then you'll find your hands down by your sides. Take that leg up and over the other leg, leading it to the floor, wherever that is. You can straighten it out more, you can bend it more, you can open the knee, you can make contact with the foot back of there with that back arm, or just have it be a little crossed over the others. Is so good for our spine and our hip flexors and our quads. Breathing. And then relax. Come onto your belly. Bend your knees and windshield wiper them both side to side. Straighten the back out. Find a little upper body hover. And find a little lower body flutter kick or hover. And then we'll take the other leg up for quad stretch. And then release, hands down by your side. Take that leg up and over. It can be more straight, it can be more bent. And open the knee towards the ceiling. You can make contact with the foot. Come back center. Maybe a couple windshield wipers again. Cover the upper body. Flutter kick the lower body. And I hate to have you get up, but we have to do calves yet. So make your way to some place where you can just lean. It can be the back of the couch or it can be a wall. And then just to reach one foot back. Okay. That light. So reaching one foot back with a straight knee. Settling into that stretch. Once you're there, if you want to rock your hips. then soften the knee. Onto the ball of the foot, and then work through the ball, like this. Work through the ball of each toe. So all the way from the ball of the big toe down to the ball of the pinky toe, and then flip over. Work through each toe, straighten the knee to get a stretch in your front of your lower leg, ankle, and then switch sides. Drop that other heel back, straight knee. Once you find the stretch, rock in your hips. Then soften the knee. Coming up onto the ball of that foot, rolling through the ball of each toe. Flipping the foot over. Very good. And then come on back to your mat. Lay on your back. Yeah, but I see some popcorn on the couch there. We had popcorn for breakfast today. And half of it's on the couch. Oh well. Okay, so you're finding a nice, exactly like you were when you're standing, except you're laying down. Or if you want to bend your knees, you can bend your knees. But your shoulders are down, your spine is long, you're looking straight up at the ceiling. And all we're gonna do is press the back of our head into the mat. So it's like you're making an indent in your mat. So this is to correct forward head posture. It's really good to get your spine back, to get the head back on top of your spine. As you are using this tension and pressing, you're still breathing. Still sending signals of safety. Keep holding, keep breathing. I promise you this is safe, far safer than staring at a screen all day. It's actually the antidote. And then relax. And I'm going to guide you through just a very gentle, easy breath work, just for a few minutes. So if you haven't already, close your eyes, close your mouth. Bring your awareness to your physical body, noticing how different it feels from when we started. Moving your awareness from your feet up to your head, one section at a time, noticing your feet and toes, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees. Thighs, hips, your belly. Pausing there for a minute, seeing if you can notice the rise and fall of your belly. As you breathe in, it expands, and as you exhale, it softens. Slowing down even more, lingering with that breath. Bringing your awareness to your rib cage. Noticing here, after your belly expands with the breath, your rib cage expands. Maybe even taking your hands to your lower rib cage, wrapping around, and see if you can notice as you breathe in, your ribs press into your hands, and as you exhale, the rib cage softens. Relaxing your hands, noticing your chest. Seeing if you can feel from the inside your heart beating. As you're laying there peacefully, focus your awareness on your heartbeat. And bring your awareness to your hands, fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck, and face. And I'm going to teach you box breath or square breath, which you maybe have heard of. This is the V. It's going to be 4 counts inhale, 4 counts hold, 4 counts exhale, and 4 counts hold. So everybody together, I'm just take a deep breath into the top. Let it go. And then we go in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Breathe in, 2, all the way, then hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, and hold. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, and hold. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, and hold. On your own, breathe in, hold, out, and hold. Practice it on your own with your own count. Feel free to expand it to a 6 count. Finish up the round you're on. Ending with the hold at the bottom. And then you'll just return to natural breathing. Box breathing or square breathing is so powerful because not only does it engage your diaphragm and help to find a space of relaxation by turning on the rest and digest, the parasympathetic nervous system, but it also, because you are anchoring to the count, it takes your mind out of the spinning and the anxious state. It gives it that focus. It gives it that anchor of focus, just like how focusing on your breath and using that as an anchor can be so good for anxiety, for ADHD symptoms, just in general for enhancing focus. So it's a really super accessible breath. You can do it anytime, anywhere. Nobody needs to know you're doing it. If you need a little reset throughout the day, if somebody just cut you off when you're driving and you want to not react, try that box breath. Thank you for being here this morning. I needed accountability to do some stretching. I appreciate seeing so many of you here. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm happy to stay for a minute, and if you want to turn on your cameras and say hello. But thank you, stay warm, stay safe, and I will hopefully see you soon.